Most luxury SUVs look premium, but only a handful feel like private jets cruising at 75 miles per hour. And that's where most buyers get it wrong. A quick test drive around town won't reveal the real difference between a good luxury SUV and a great one. The real test happens 3 hours into a highway trip, when road noise, tire noise, and driver fatigue start separating the winners from the disappointments. Today we're looking at 7 luxury SUVs that stay remarkably quiet when America's highways get loud. This isn't a ranking based on horsepower, giant screens, or flashy marketing. We're focusing on something that matters every single day: cabin serenity. These are the SUVs that make long commutes easier, family road trips less exhausting, and business travel feel more premium. Some are obvious choices. A few are surprisingly overlooked. And our number 1 pick isn't necessarily the most expensive SUV on this list, which makes the final ranking much more interesting. Number 7, Acura MDX. Let's start with one of the smartest luxury SUV purchases in America. The Acura MDX rarely gets mentioned in conversations dominated by German luxury brands, but that's exactly why it deserves attention. At highway speeds, the MDX feels exceptionally composed for its price range. Acura has invested heavily in acoustic glass, improved insulation, and active noise management systems that help reduce unwanted sound before it reaches passengers. What really stands out is value. The MDX delivers a luxury experience that feels more expensive than it actually is. For commuters who spend hours on interstates every week, that matters. Now, is it the absolute quietest SUV money can buy? No. That's why it starts at number 7. But for buyers who want luxury without crossing into six-figure territory, it's quietly one of the smartest choices available. Best for professionals who want premium comfort without premium brand pricing. Potential drawback: its cabin isolation is excellent, but the very best competitors still have a slight edge at higher speeds. Number 6, Genesis GV80. This is where things start getting interesting. The Genesis GV80 continues proving that luxury isn't defined by a badge. In fact, many first-time GV80 buyers are shocked by how refined it feels compared to SUVs costing significantly more. On long stretches of highway, the cabin remains impressively calm. Wind noise is exceptionally well controlled. Road imperfections are absorbed with confidence. And passengers often notice the quietness before they notice the technology. The GV80 appeals to a specific type of buyer, not someone chasing status. Someone chasing value. The person who wants a luxury SUV that feels expensive without paying extra simply for reputation. And that mindset is becoming increasingly common among wealthy American buyers. Best for smart luxury shoppers who prioritize experience over branding. Potential drawback: dealer network and long-term ownership familiarity still trail established competitors. Number 5, Lexus LX. Now, let's talk about a vehicle built for a unique challenge. The Lexus LX combines serious capability with remarkable comfort. Most SUVs become noisy when they are engineered for off-road toughness. The LX manages to avoid that trap. Despite its rugged DNA, the cabin remains exceptionally isolated from the outside world. This SUV feels particularly impressive on long interstate drives where pavement quality changes constantly. And unlike some competitors that rely heavily on technology, Lexus earns trust through consistency and durability. That's a huge advantage for buyers planning to keep their SUV for years, or even a decade, because comfort means more when you know it's likely to stay that way. Best for buyers seeking long-term ownership confidence and luxury. Potential drawback: its size can feel excessive in dense urban environments. Number 4, BMW X7. Here's a surprise for many buyers. People often associate BMW with performance first and comfort second. The X7 challenges that assumption completely. This is one of the best long-distance cruisers currently available. At highway speeds, the cabin becomes almost eerily calm. The suspension settles beautifully. The seats are exceptional, and conversations between front and rear passengers require almost no effort. The X7 also achieves something difficult. It feels large without feeling cumbersome. That balance makes it especially appealing for families covering serious mileage. Whether it's a cross-state road trip or a weekly executive commute, the X7 consistently feels composed. And that's why it ranks this high. Best for families and executives who want comfort without sacrificing driving confidence. Potential drawback: options can increase the price quickly. F. Mid-script retention boost line. Before we reveal the top 3, here's where most luxury SUV buyers make a costly mistake. Many assume the most prestigious badge automatically delivers the quietest experience. But one of the SUVs still coming up proves that smart buyers often choose refinement over reputation. And that's exactly why our next pick surprises so many people. E. Full script product continued. Number 3, Lincoln Navigator. The Navigator might be America's most underrated highway luxury machine. Lincoln understands something many brands overlook. Silence isn't just about reducing noise. It's about reducing fatigue. Everything inside the Navigator is designed around effortless travel, large seats, excellent ride quality, impressive sound insulation, and a relaxed personality that encourages long-distance comfort. For road trip families, this SUV deserves serious consideration, especially if rear seat comfort matters. Passengers often feel just as pampered as the driver, and when a vehicle this large feels this refined, it earns its place near the top. Best for large families and long-distance travelers. Potential drawback: its size may be more than some buyers truly need. Number 2, Mercedes-Benz GLS. This is where luxury starts feeling almost effortless. The GLS has built a reputation as one of the finest luxury SUVs for highway travel. And once you spend several hours inside one, it's easy to understand why. The cabin insulation is extraordinary. Road noise seems distant. Wind noise nearly disappears. And the overall experience feels remarkably polished. What separates the GLS from many rivals is balance. It doesn't focus on one strength. It simply does almost everything exceptionally well. Comfort, technology, prestige, passenger space, long-distance refinement. This is one of those rare SUVs that feels expensive because it genuinely delivers an expensive experience. Best for buyers seeking an all-around luxury benchmark. Potential drawback: maintenance costs can be higher than some competitors. Number 1, Range Rover. And here we are, the quietest luxury SUV for American highways in this ranking. The Range Rover. Not because it's the flashiest, not because it's the fastest, because few vehicles create a sense of isolation quite like this one. The moment highway speeds increase, the outside world seems to fade away. Road noise becomes distant. Wind noise nearly vanishes. And passengers experience an environment that feels intentionally separated from everyday chaos. This is luxury in its purest form. Not attention, not performance numbers. Peace. That's why affluent buyers continue choosing the Range Rover despite having countless alternatives. It delivers something increasingly rare, a feeling, a sense that every journey matters. And for buyers who prioritize serenity above all else, nothing on today's list does it better. Best for money no object luxury buyers seeking maximum comfort. Potential drawback: ownership costs require careful consideration. G. Final verdict section. If you're choosing purely on highway comfort and cabin silence, the Range Rover takes the crown. But the smartest choice depends on your priorities. Best overall quiet cabin: Range Rover. Best family highway cruiser: Lincoln Navigator. Best luxury value: Genesis GV80. Best long-term ownership choice: Lexus LX. Best driver-focused luxury SUV: BMW X7. Best all-around premium package: Mercedes-Benz GLS. And perhaps the biggest takeaway is this: the quietest luxury SUV isn't always the most expensive one. The smartest purchase is the one that matches how you actually drive. Now I'd like to hear from you. If you had to spend your own money on one of these SUVs for everyday American roads, which one would you choose? And what matters more to you in a luxury SUV? Comfort, road presence, or long-term value? Drop your answer in the comments. If you enjoy buyer-focused luxury SUV rankings that go beyond marketing claims and focus on real ownership experiences, make sure to subscribe. And in our next video, we're looking at luxury SUVs that deliver first-class rear seat comfort without requiring a chauffeur.